Hello and welcome to Drawing in the Relative Darkness. I'm your host, Jim Tews. So I'm from a place called Allentown, Pennsylvania, and it is the third largest city in Pennsylvania. Billy Joel wrote a song about it. It's in the Lehigh Valley. It's kind of on the eastern side of Pennsylvania. Not kind of, it is. It's not Pittsburgh, it's not Philly, it's Allentown, it's its own place. It used to be a steel town. In Allentown, we have a local hot dog franchise called Yakko's. And it's delicious. It is absolutely terrible for you. It's probably poisonous on some relative scale. But goddamn, I love it. And I think about it. I think about it at least once a month. I eat it whenever I go home. And they have a mascot. It is the hot dog king. Yakko's is called the Hot Dog King. The mascot is a hot dog king. And he looks very devilish. And I always thought it would be fun to bring him to life. You know, he looks like kind of an asshole. He looks like he would insult you. He looks like he would flirt with your sister. He would flirt with your girlfriend in front of you. He would play tricks on you, possibly. Maybe make fun of you in front of your coworkers. Maybe I'm projecting a lot onto this mascot, but that's just always how I've seen him. So I thought, why not bring him to life using character Animator? You know, why not wish this devilish anthropomorphic hot dog into existence? Because who wouldn't want that kind of thing speaking to them? I want it, and I will speak for him. We'll get to the voice stuff later, but right now we're gonna draw him. We're gonna make him a real boy. So you can see I have the Yakko's logo here. It's Yakko's, the hot dog king. The secret's in the Yakko sauce. It's just chili sauce kind of thing. I don't know what's secret about it. I wouldn't reveal that if I knew the secret. I don't want to betray my hometown like that. But you can see the hot dog king here. He's got a little trident with a hot dog on it, and he is a hot dog, which means he's cooking himself and seems to have zero problem with it. He's wearing a crown. He is the king. So a lot of class dynamic at play here. So there you go. That's the logo. If you want to know the history of Yakko's, it's pretty extensive. There's some like public access documentaries on YouTube. But quite honestly, the only way to really understand Yakko's is to get way too much Yakko's in your system. If you can, try growing up on it. Try eating it all your life. You build up a tolerance, I think. I think if I took my girlfriend back to Pennsylvania, I know she's eaten Yakko's before. I don't think it ended well. But, you know, it's not for everybody. You really need a stomach that was, you know, exposed to a lot of steel smoke from the mill. That needs to be in your system. You need a lot of iron ore dust. So I've isolated the mascot. I'm gonna kind of break him down into parts here. I don't know exactly what I want to do yet, but he's obviously broken down in a pretty simple way already. So we'll start there. We'll just say this is gonna be somewhat disorganized. I kind of like start to sketch and then organize later. Let's pick a good brush. He's got a little texture to him. My brushes are not well organized. I used the Kyle's brushes, as I think a lot of us do. They're great brushes. Thanks, Kyle. Let's say go gritty 2. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. That's pretty close. What's this deal? Oh, 3. I don't mind that either. Let's go 2. I don't need that thick of a stroke. I'm going to bump the flow up. Does that matter? And let's smooth it out. And I have no idea how I work in comparison to other people. So the way I'm doing this right now might be making some of you scream with rage. This part's tricky. I want to try and figure out how to make this texture. So I'm going to try a couple different brushes. Just real loose. I've got no plan. Not one for planning. This is close. This is close. Kyle getting us close every time. I'm sure there's some stock Photoshop brushes could use for this, but I have Kyle's brushes. Shape dynamics, that's what I want to change. I want to randomize the size a little bit. See if I'm doing that right. I'm probably not. Alright, there we go. I think I found it. Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's important when you're infringing on a copyright that you do it accurately. You know, you want to be true to the artist's original intent when you're stealing from them. It's parody. I didn't say that. I'm not like fucking Banksy over here. He does parody. Shepherd Fairy, he does parody. You know, these guys are sending a message with their street art. I'm bringing a hot dog to life. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm not gonna go nuts. I could tweak this all day. But, you know, we got arms to draw. I'm not good at Photoshop. I don't know how to save this brush. I wonder who the original artist for the Hot Dog King was. How many prototypes were there? I want to see the rejected Hot Dog King illustrations. So if this is what they landed on, ooh boy. Oh, he's coming to life. Look the fuck out. Alright, now let's do, I guess we'll do arms and legs. The foreground arm, the one that's holding the pitchfork, I'm gonna leave both arms pretty much in position. The only thing I think I'm gonna add is I might do some cycle layers for the smoke coming off the hot dog, and I'll definitely change, give hand positions for the left hand. So right now he's pointing to the logo, but you know I want to add to it and give it a little more life. So I'll do that. So we'll start with the foreground arm. Just gonna Just gonna trace it. Like some kind of art thief. This is gonna be like the final product is gonna be really entertaining to 7 people. But those are my favorite kind of things. Those are the funniest things to me. Things that are funny to a really small group. And that is probably why fame and success and notoriety elude me. All right, time to draw his stupid legs. I'm going to go ahead and draw the chair, and that's going to be boring. And that doesn't matter. I'm going to give it full dimension so that the character can move against it. Just add to it, you know. Why not? Now we'll get into the more expressive parts. I'll start with the eyes, then we'll do mouth, because it's going to be a lot of mouth shapes to draw, and that's going to require the most actual drawing ability. And we'll see if I've got what it takes. Oh, I forgot a minor detail here. I'm going to do some of the smoke lines, the steam lines on the pitchfork with the hot dog, but I want to do it as a cycle layer so that there's some movement to it. So I'll take my right arm drawing there, just go ahead and make a folder of it, and then all this right arm. And I guess let's say this might not work, but this is where I'm starting. I'll make a group for the smoke and then build my layers to cycle within that. So I'm just going to keep it real simple. Start with what's already there as one. So I'm going to do some hand shapes. because I wanted him to not just be pointing. So I don't know. Let's just start with let's just do an open hand and the hand that already exists. So on my left arm, make that a folder. Let's say there. We'll cut his existing left hand off. Go in here, make it kind of give the hand something to pivot on. Because if it's just cut off like that, if there's any weird folds or bends, then you'll have a strange gap. And then I'll just repaste that hand, and we'll say, I can organize this a little later. We'll start here, making a separate folder for the hand so we can do our little swap set action. Lower the opacity on the point layer. Now I will attempt to draw a hand in the style of whatever the fuck this is. Okay, we're gonna draw the arm positions on the left arm. There's gonna be two hand positions. One of them he's pointing. That's the one that was already drawn, and then the other one he's got an open hand. But I have to redraw the whole arm because he would have twisted his wrist. This is his point. This is his open hand, so that you can see the forearm twists. And this is a very important project, and accuracy is incredibly important when bringing to life a cartoon hot dog. So I'm not just gonna half-ass it and draw a different hand. I've already tried that. That's why I know that I need to redraw the forearm. So what we're looking at here is what part of what I've already cut off. Now I'm going to make an extra layer for the hand here because I suck at drawing hands, as do I think many of us. So it usually takes me a couple tries to draw a hand properly. Sometimes drawing the fingertips helps, a little shape, break it up into shapes. This is the palm. You have the tips of each finger, which kind of help guide you to where you're going to end up drawing them. And then, of course, for some reason, there's always one finger that's just royally screwed up. You know, you didn't get the dimensions right. You got to practice drawing hands, and that's just something I'm not willing to do. Okay, so we've got our two hand positions, two arm positions. And it looks good to me. I believe it. I believe that this hot dog is real. Now, the fun part begins, which is all the face stuff. We'll start with the eye. I always forget how the eye's structured. I'd love to tell you that I've got it all memorized and I've got it all figured out, but guess what? I don't. So I usually bring up Character Animator. I look at the tags to remind myself. We've got blink, we've got the eye, the pupil, the eye background, pupil range. It's all there. I'm just, you can write it down. You could bring up Character Animator. It doesn't matter. You can use an old puppet to reference. But let's go ahead and start drawing these eyes. Again, I hope the original artist understands that this is an homage. I'm not just mocking this. I mean, I am, but I feel like it's in an endearing, honorable way. All right, so there we go. We got eyes, we got eyelids, we have 2 eyebrow positions, and we'll see how they move when I transfer them over. But right now, I'm going to do the most boring part. Not most boring. I'm going to do the most tediously challenging part and draw the mouth shapes. So I'm going to go do that. I'm not going to subject you to me looking at me do that. I'll speed it up. It'll be done. It's almost done already. All right, we're back several days later. It's the day after Thanksgiving, and I finished drawing the mouth shapes for the Hot Dog King. It's a long, boring process to draw the mouth shapes, kind of. I always, I have like a little piece of paper that I've written down all the shapes. I keep this by my desk to reference. And then I also opened up the blank face file from the Character Animator start screen, one of Dave Werner's templates, to reference. The way I did it is I started to keep kind of things in proportion, or to keep things in position. I put his regular mouth on top, as it was in the regular artwork. And then I just did some lines to show where his nose is, and where his smile crease is, and where his teeth are. Then I made top teeth, traced the top teeth in the regular position, and then I just based every subsequent mouth shape off of that top teeth layer. Because when you talk, that's the part that stays where it's at. That was another thing I saw in one of Dave's tutorials, and it stuck with me. So that was how I did every mouth shape, as you've seen by the time, or will see by the time lapse, wherever it goes. So the only other thing I want to do here right now, he's got these like accent lines, which I like, and I want to keep them. But since this is animated, I'm going to make them move and set up some sort of trigger and some, layer cycle for them. So I'll call them shout lines. And I'll figure out exactly where to arrange that. But I'm just going to make them come out, and go away. I don't know how many frames we'll do yet, but you get it. It's just about adding something to make it a little more interesting. Any pieces you can make move to kind of make it more, give it more life, I think is good. I'm going to up the smoothing since they're straight lines. And I think I'm going to make them so they sprout out kind of slow and then shorten to the end a little faster. So this is 5 frames to reach, that's like half a second to reach full length. And then I'll probably do 3 frames to make them disappear. Ooh. We'll see how that looks. All right, one change I wanted to make before I even brought it into Character Animator is the eyelids. So that's his eye as drawn, you know, by the original designer, and I kind of like it. You know, he looks a little shady. It's got dark circles, and you know, the eyelids, they'll work. I think they'll work well as an accent as opposed to, you know, something that's constantly there and moving up and down. Because I think you look a little more crazy or mad if your eyes are just open all the time, like this, you know. So I'm gonna leave him like that. I am gonna give him blink though, and instead of doing one frame blink, I'm gonna do 2-frame, just to give it a little more motion. So that's what we're gonna do now. Start a new folder, starting the right eye, blink, and it'll be pretty simple. So one goes about halfway down. Okay, so I think we have everything pretty much in order. I'm going to bring this Photoshop file into Character Animator, and we're going to see what's wrong. And I know I probably didn't set everything up right. I've never nailed it on the first try. And, you know, there's some action in this puppet, so it's probably going to be weird. But I'm going to record all the way through to show you everything that's wrong and how I go about fixing it, if I can fix it, which I probably will. Go ahead and import this guy. Hot Dog King. All right. There we go. Couple things I'm not going to worry about right now, like the shout lines and things like that. We'll just do that. Let's see what's getting tagged by default here. Okay. Right eyebrow looks good. Left eyebrow looks good. Those are going to be a swap set. Left eye is tagged. Left blink. I'm going to put the eyelids on there, but I'm going to set triggers for them. I think that's how we'll do it. So we can give them kind of a squint when we, you know, want to show some sort of expression. All right. Let's see if that works the way I think it's going to. Spoiler alert, it probably won't. All right. What else do we got? Mouth. Mouth group, that looks good. Neutral, smile, surprise. D E L M W. Cool. All right. So, all kinds of weirdness here. I think it has something to do with head and body labels. Also, gotta make the chair independent. Could probably actually make it its own puppet. The hell? Feels like there's probably a more effective way to do this, but I'm just saving this as a separate PSD. And I'm going to bring it in. There we go. All right. But we're getting there. Pupil and pupil size and pupil range is a thing that I forgot to tag, which will always get you. See it? See the eyes getting weird here. It's all connected. I do this all the time. For some reason, I forget to double check the tags. The mount's moving nice, though. I didn't even think to look at that. Haha. Anyway. Right. Pupil. Left pupil. That help? I mean, a little bit. I don't know why it's mushed. Try eyelid top and top size. I can't remember if that fixes it. This is a problem I've run into before. And you'd think I would like write down the fix for it or something. You know, possibly I'd think ahead. But I don't. But you know, I have other hobbies. Okay. Gonna try tagging something else as the head. I know somebody watching me do this right now knows the fix. And they're screaming. They're screaming at their computer screen right now and going, Jim, I thought maybe you knew what you were doing. I'm going to tell you something. I never said that I did. In fact, I think I advertised the opposite. So So let's see what this does. Alright, well, we're getting movement back. Eyebrows are moving. There appears to be some blinking. I haven't set up the layer cycles yet. All right, we're getting closer. Let's check these rigs. Right eyebrow, good. Right eye. Blink. All right, so the tags got screwed up when I reset the folder. So I just have to go back through, tag everything. I'm just gonna make new triggers out of those. Right blink is good. Right eyelid bottom and bottom size. Right eyelid top size. Pupil. Do you ever forget how to read? Right pupil range. Left eye, good. Left eyelid bottom and bottom size. Check, check. Left eyelid top and top size. Pupil. Left pupil range. Oh, yeah. Okay, set. There we go. Well, let's just go ahead and do the cycle layers for the blinks. Top to bottom. Good. Left blink. Top to bottom. Good. I'm just going to do a cycle layers on these shout lines. I believe these went bottom to top. Yes. Okay, I think that's all going to work. Now I'm going to set the trigger. Just going to make that the number 1. Now, let's see about this right arm action. Wait, does it have to be independent? I'm confused. Oh, that's why. Come on. There we go. Okay. Got to do a cycle layers on the smoke. This one's going to go constantly, top to bottom. We'll just let it run, see how that works. Now we've got our left arm. Put it up here where the shoulder is. Give it some bones. And, oops. Gonna create a swap set. So his open palm, we'll use the letter O. Actually, scratch that. Point will be P. His open palm will be the default. And we'll latch for the point. Now, I want to fix his butt to the seat. So let's see if that works the way I think it will, which it won't. Oh, did it? Sort of. All right, we got some left eye issues. Gonna have to tweak some parameters. That's not working right, and I know exactly why. Ooh, the lines work. Look at those. Our smoke is not cycling. Point works. Point works. Does this think I'm smiling the whole time? Oh, lost an eye again. Lost an eye. Gotta glue these feet down too. Right arm's gotta be independent. Let's see if that... All right, there we go. It also needs to be in front of the right leg. Oh, cycle continuously for the smoke. Let's see if that fixed it. There we go. All right, still got a lot of stretchiness here that I need to figure out. Alright, I used the arm IK behavior, which I've never used before. I don't even know if I've used it right. This is an experiment. I'm taking out the sticks. Now that's not helpful. Putting the sticks back. I'm actually going to try moving the draggable. So I didn't like the angle that his pitchfork is moving at. So I'm going to put the draggable part up on top of the pitchfork. That's a little more what I'm after. It's good movement. Still got a problem with the left eye, but we can fix that. We can fix that pretty easy. Ooh, got to make this independent. Keep forgetting on those arms, if you're going to drag them, can't have them attached to the larger mesh. These are things I constantly forget. So I make the mistake. Then I vaguely remember how to fix it. Yep, and something else has become mysteriously lost. Oh, those points were attached to the arm somehow. There we go. All right. We're closer. Oh, all the feet. How did I do that? Wasn't paying attention to what layer I put these fixed points on, so they were attached to the left arm. I want them attached to the character so that he stays in position, but the arm is allowed to move free. So the character is staying in position, arm moves. Let's try the, I want to return to rest. That's just me. That's just how I roll, you know? Whoa. Whoa. Tweak a couple other things here. Let's see if we can fix his left eye while we're at it. blink. All right, that didn't work how I wanted it to. That's good. I like that. I like that movement. His back stays kind of straight. It's good arm movement. All right, I have I'm trying to make the pupils move properly, and I have some weird thing going on that I haven't quite figured out what the real problem is, but I had they're rigged up for the keyboard, right? Because I don't typically use like camera eye gaze because I wear glasses and it's a pain in the ass. So I use the keyboard, and now I've labeled the pupils properly, but they're moving opposite one another, which is kind of funny in its own right, but not what I'm after. All right, so I didn't fix the eye problem. I think I know what would have fixed it, though. It's something I've used in the past, which is just you just get rid of the layer in Photoshop and redo it, and then bring it back into Character Animator. That sometimes works. In this case, I just stopped using the pupil movements in Character Animator and opted for this like I don't know what you'd call it. His eyes darting back and forth. Just set on a trigger. And then I have his eyelids coming halfway down when he looks to the side. Just kind of a gesture, you know. I added my pose-to-pose movements to, you know, tweak them to my liking. Smoothed it out. I added a latch function to his eyebrows going up in conjunction with the, I guess I call them shout lines. I added the arm IK functions behaviors, excuse me, to the arms to keep everything in place. That worked quite well. Also, we have our different hand positions, open palm, pointing, 2 draggers, got the dragger on this arm. I had to separate the pitchfork the way I did that. I'll show you. The whole pitchfork, well, the whole right arm is one big thing. That's arm and pitchfork included. And within that, I have my smoke cycled layers. And then I have the actual arm. And then the pitchfork, which is an independent layer within the right arm folder. And then I've got the dragger. Where did I put the dragger? Good question. Oh, the dragger is on the right arm folder. The pitchfork is attached to the right wrist. That just seemed to work the best. I kind of centered it to where his hand is. And then I put a nice stick here to keep the pitchfork straight. And I got the results I wanted. There's not going to be a whole lot of movement with this arm, more than likely. It's going to be, you know, like an up and down gesture. I will probably use replays a lot for this. And the mouth movements look fun. That works. I got everything I want to use for either a recorded performance with this character or even a live performance. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for yet, but you know, it's only going to be funny to people who are from the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania. And I built this puppet mostly to promote and use at a live comedy show that I'll be doing in Allentown, Pennsylvania on December 26th at Steel Stacks. And I'll be with Doogie Horner, who is another illustrator and comedian. So it's going to be fun. And, you know, I'd be shocked if anyone saw this and then showed up to that, or if anyone that showed up to that saw this. So I hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody, but there you go. That's how you make a puppet out of a thing that already exists. That's how I did it. That's how you infringe on a copyright. That's how you completely disregard a trademarked property for the mild amusement of a small portion of people. All right, I'm going to show you. I'm going to let you in. I'm going to let you in on the voiceover part of this. This is the embarrassing, uncomfortable part. You know, this is where I stand in my office and talk to myself in different ways to try and figure out what the character is going to sound like. And I am 100% sure that my neighbors have no idea what I do for a living or for entertainment or why I make strange voices at high volumes in my apartment. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, the Yakko's Hot Dog King. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, the Yakko's Hot Dog King. You guys like hot dogs, right? You want to go get yakkoed? You know what that means? That means getting real fucked up on hot dogs. How did I become the Hot Dog King? Well, it's real easy. If you want to be the Hot Dog King, all you got to do is eat the other smaller, weaker hot dogs. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, the Yakko's Hot Dog King. You guys like hot dogs, right? You want to go get yakkoed? You know what that means? That means getting real fucked up on hot dogs. How did I become the Hot Dog King? Well, it's real easy. If you want to be the Hot Dog King, all you got to do is eat the other smaller, weaker hot dogs. What's up, guys? It's me, the Hot Dog King. You guys want to eat some hot dogs? You want to go get yakkoed? How did I become the Hot Dog King? You're probably wondering. That's real easy. You see, I'm eating a hot dog right now. That's how I become the Hot Dog King.
You gotta eat the weaker hot dogs. You gotta be willing to do shit like that if you want to be the king. Alright, you wanna come down to Yakko's and get yourself some hot dogs? Oh, what's that? You don't have any money? Looks like your mom's got $20 in her purse. Why don't you just go over there and steal it? She ain't even gonna know. She's got a job. You can go ahead and take that $20 and you bring it down to Yakko's to get yourself some hot dogs. Let's get Yakko'd, buddy. Come on. Come on, nobody's looking. Just get Yakko'd. Nobody's gonna give a shit. We're all gonna die, goddammit.
Let's go get Yakko'd. The secret sauce is one of a kind.